you just heard is usually referred to as the chromatic scale. In the chromatic scale, we play the 12 tones in the Western music notation system. And the good thing about it for the guitar player is that you focus on a very crucial element of playing, which is the sound. Each one of the notes making up a scale is basically one sound, and you are not really working on speed, you're not working on anything else but achieving a good round sound. So each one of these notes is really a self-standing world of its own. As you start off with the E, and you have the three remaining fingers planted on the third, second, and first string, so as to give a certain anchorage to the right hand. And the only fingering really doing the movements, the moving around, is the thumb, which is actually moving from the very root here in a very circular type of motion, like this. So you go. And the thumb takes care of the three bass notes. Again, it's sound, only sound, no string squeaks, no. Lift the fingers perpendicularly to the strings like this, not sideways. As you get down to the third, second, and first string, you play with the index finger exclusively on the third string, so you go with the middle finger on the second string, and with the A finger on the first string. And then you go all the way down to the 12th fret. Go back. We are trying to achieve a uniform sound, and the best way to achieve a uniform sound is to play with the same finger on the same string. And the classical guitar player ought to use the same finger on the same string whenever possible. In other words, alternating right-hand fingers is okay, but only if you're called upon doing so. In other words, if this is possible, there's no need to do with the index and middle finger, or the A and I finger. Same, so if eventually in a musical scenario, should be playing a scale that is not that fast in the tempo, and allows you to play the different notes on the different strings with the same finger on the right hand, I suggest you do so. For example, I played this scale using these three fingers. The reason you do that is to give the right hand stability and avoiding the lateral motion of the fingers across the strings, which is usually where most of the right hand mistakes happen. When you play scales, after you play the four fingers in the first position, you move on to the next position, which begins on the 5th fret here. The time that lapses between one position and the next has to be shortened to the point where there is no gap between the notes. And the way you do that is by isolating the change of position. So you go. And you work up the speed. So what is happening is that you're being very fast in the air, but you're actually playing very slowly.